thatmovieguyUK.
We have arrived to my last review from Venice Film Festival. Obviously, I've seen a lot more films, but those reviews will just come out as they are released in the UK or America, whichever way I decide to go with it, because it's my content, damn it. And the last film I would love to talk to you guys about is Egoyan's latest film, Guest of Honor. I will be bluntly honest, I was not that interested in seeing this film, but David Thewlis always picks very interesting indie movies, and that's the main pull I had. And I'm glad I did it because it has put me down the Egoyan rabbit hole now, and yeah, we're here to talk about it. I'm going to be very blunt with the plot because I don't really want to ruin this for anybody that is actually interested in seeing the film, but it basically follows the story of Jim. He is a health inspector based in Hamilton in Canada, and it's a story about him and his daughter Veronica and how they are trying to unravel various stories from their life during a period of time and how their secrets intertwine. That's all we need to know. Guest of Honor is darkly comedic, twistedly interesting, and for a film that has a health inspector as its lead, just makes it even more intriguing. And I had a very good time with this film. I know that some of the reviews for this have not been remotely positive, but it caught me by surprise, and I'm glad it did. And I will become an advocate for this film and for Egoyan for the rest of my life now, because he just, I don't know, he clicks with me, and I like that. But I think the first point that we need to look at with this film is that how David Lewis's character is a very point of honor kind of person. He follows the rules, he follows guidelines, and the way that he treats family restaurants in such a harsh way just kind of indicates you from the get-go that he has a lot on his plate that we don't know about. And it just sucks you in straight away. And then Egoyan just unleashes the story in little folds. It's very well layered in that way. And then once Veronica comes into the fold of this story, she just blossoms the story out and fleshes it a lot more. And there's this weird connection between them as a father and daughter, but you can tell that there's a lot they're not sharing with each other, and it's just this pressure cooker ready to, well, explode. Unfortunately though, the runtime of this film is far too long for its own good. It could have easily been a 90-minute to 100 minutes. It's an hour and 20. There are scenes that I don't necessarily think are required in the film for it to continue going. And then towards this midpoint, there's this like stopping and moving, stopping and moving. And it just doesn't need it. It had a very nice flow at the beginning and then has a very nice conclusion. But this midpoint just needed a bit of fixing. On top of this though, there is a very interesting score throughout the film. I especially like the orchestration in it. It coincides with Veronica being a music teacher, and it's a piece of music that she's composed, and it just plays through the background of the film. So it just gives it that more sentimental feeling, and there's a lot more subtlety because of this orchestration. But going from this then, we have to talk about David Thewlis. This is another stellar performance from Thewlis. He just gives it a lot of gravitas. He keeps the performance grounded. There's no real like just blur of emotion. Just the way that he just composes himself through the film, the way that he just gives out dialogue. There's this one scene where he's a bit pissed in a restaurant and he just gives a very big speech about his life, and it's painful, but it's not over dramatized. He's just gives it that subtlety that requires from him. Laila D'Oliveira, who plays Veronica in the film, as the daughter, I think also, I've never seen her in a film before, but I enjoyed her performance because it's a very complicated performance and you don't necessarily understand her motive, her reasoning for what has happened in her life. But once everything comes into fruition of what has happened, you are just like, damn, wow, it's a very strange, haunting performance, and it just shows how the visage of us hiding away demons and painful things that are hiding in our cupboards can just make us look normal. And a very admirable performance in general. Like I said, Guest of Honor may not be for everyone, but it was for me, and it will be at London Film Festival. And if you fancy just giving something a punt, I would implore you to go for it and explore more about Egoyan's vastness of cinema. I've just watched Exotica recently from him, and Jesus Christ, what a movie. And thank God for Venice Film Festival for selecting this, and I'm glad I can talk to you guys about it. Just give it a go if you can, and hopefully you'll love it as much as I did. Obviously, my details are below if you want to talk to me about anything of any nature. Go for it. Follow me on Letterboxd, Instagram, Twitter. All of it is below. And like I said, London Film Festival plans are coming up. I am seeing The Lighthouse early, so that review will be next, and I cannot wait to share all of my thoughts about this film, because it is probably one of my most anticipated movies of this year, along with the Safdie's Uncut Gems. So stay tuned, and obviously subscribe if you want. And as we say on this channel, diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, all the shins, and obviously never change. Bye.